I'm Edie Lush, and I'm here inside the Hub Culture Davos Pavilion. Studio, in fact. The pavilion's over there. I'm with Barney Swan. Thanks for coming by.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
So I've been following your exploits, your adventures for the last 600 miles, shall we say, plus whatever it took to get you here. What's the message that you're coming from the South Pole to Davos with?
And if we can survive off renewable energy in the world's most hostile environment, we had conditions of -40, -45 on the worst days. If we can survive off renewable energy there, we were the first polar expedition to do that, pulling our sleds for 60 days, 600 miles. I think all of us can make a little bit more of an effort to pioneer, whether it be in our businesses, in our homes, in our lives, renewable energy. And we're also the first net positive expedition.
So tell me what that means.
Net positive? So net positive is a term to basically describe if you have calculated how much emissions you produce, whether that be our adventure. To make our metric, I calculated 2 years worth of logistics, which took into consideration all of the flights coming here also were added to it. 2 years worth of automotive transport, 2 years worth of home electricity bills, which also is our office, and all of the flights actually to get down to Antarctica. And we had a team who came down and met us for the last 60 degrees of the 600 mile, not 60 degrees, 60 miles of the 600 mile expedition, and calculated all of their emissions. It equaled 350 tons. We're cleaning up all of that. I also added 25%, I forgot to mention. Just in case, that little buffer, and make sure we're not fluffing it. And we're cleaning up all of that CO2 through reforestation projects, Climeworks. We were one of 3 first customers to filter CO2 out of the air and inject it into the ground in Iceland. And microgrid systems, algae farms. There's so many ways that we can clean up after ourselves in an emission sense. And we did it. First net positive expedition, first renewably powered expedition, and it really wasn't easy. Took it out of me. I'm still feeling slightly cross-eyed. Only been back for 5 days from Antarctica. I've still got frostbite on my feet. I'm wearing slippers right now.
I wish we could show them.
Not just to be trendy, but I actually can't wear shoes right now without my feet bleeding. And I think if we can make an effort on an adventure like that, I don't see why corporations and small businesses and other adventures can harness and take that responsibility upon themselves, because I think it's really important. And especially emissions, I really feel like it's the elephant in the room at the moment with everything that's going on with the environment, sustainability, climate change. A lot of people are taking into consideration, but I think we all should have personal responsibility to calculate how much we produce on a year-to-year basis. On average American produces about 18-20 tons per year. And that's 20 trees per year that you'd have to plant. It's not that much. One tree lasting for 40 years, that's 1 ton of CO2. So I think all of us should have that responsibility, because we need it. Sylvia Earle, an amazing. Who
I love, I've interviewed here before.
She's fantastic, as you know. She's a stormtrooper, and she has a quote that was ringing in my head during our 9-hour marches every day, that what we do in this next 10 years is going to determine the next 100 years, and I really couldn't believe that. And I'm passionate about that, and this next 10 years I'm going to dedicate my life to helping businesses, helping other people make commitments surrounding emissions and cleaning it up. And our little expedition was an example that it's possible.
Well, it's hardly a little expedition. I want you to tell me about, do you think it made a difference having the renewable fuels? Is it harder to use renewable than normal fuels?
Well, we had 3 different types of energy that was powering us. We had advanced biofuels with a closed carbon loop, different to standard white gas that you use. That didn't have any weight difference, even though it was a whole process to get that organized through Shell. And we also had a NASA design ice melting system. That really did create a little bit more struggle for us. That was an extra 15 kilos per sled. There was solar panels integrated on our sled, and from the power of the sun we melted snow and turned it to hot water. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot of snow around us, so it's relevant. And that's a first. No one's ever done that. And both of those energy systems combined with some passive sun, solar, thermi looking things, that was our energy mix that powered us for 60 days. We survived off that, and we did it. It was definitely harder, it was definitely heavier, but it's, I think, worth to show the viability of these technologies and the future of not only technologies and adventure, but on an industrial scale, as we have seen it's working, and we just need more people to be pioneering little steps like we were a part of.
Are you going to go back?
To the Antarctica, I'm heading back in March with 100 people, and we're going to be doing a sustainability workshop down there, leadership workshop, getting people engaged behind making commitments surrounding emissions. So got to let my feet thaw out for at least a couple of weeks, then going to be back down with the penguins.
I want to come.
Oh, you're welcome.
Barney, thank you very much for stopping into the Hub studio, and I'm Edie Lush.